I never know how to start a video. So yeah, welcome to Just Add Seasoning. That's this channel. I'm gonna start doing videos about sneakers because that's just an interest of mine. Mainly I'm gonna be doing videos about the new stuff that comes onto the Nike Sneakers app. I've got the UK EU app. It doesn't get as many drops as the US app gets. It doesn't get things as early as the US app gets them, but you know what? Gotta roll with the punches, and just because we out here living on the continent of Europe doesn't mean we can't talk about our love for sneakers. In these videos, I'll talk to you about what I think of sneakers as they come out, and of course I'm going to be looking at StockX prices for all the resellers out there. Here's what came onto the app in the last couple of days. Yeah, at the moment you can see I'm on the feed. There's a little thing about the ready-made blazers that are coming up. Those actually, they look, in my opinion, they look fire. Some people are saying they look trash, but I like them, and I can see the resale is going to be big on those as well. So, cool. So upcoming, let's start with these, which came out a couple of days ago. The women's Dunk Low College Navy. So dunks are super popular at the moment. Personally, I don't put in for sneakers on the sneakers app. If I wouldn't be happy having them myself, that's sort of just, I don't know, it's just the code I use the sneakers app by. I'm not one of these that has loads of bot accounts and goes to all that effort. It's like if I win a pair, it's cool because I always go for pairs that I wouldn't mind as a personal anyway. But if there's a load of resale value in them, sure, I'll flip them. So yeah, these are women's sneakers anyway, so I wouldn't wear a women's sneaker. And to be honest, I'm not that fond of this colorway. It's kind of, what is it, like silvery grey and the navy? Yeah, it's not really for me. These retail at £89.95, which, you know, you pay that for a pair of just like standard sneakers, let alone some actual sneakers with a bit of resale value. Let's have a quick look at StockX and see what we've got. So at time of recording, the sneakers with the most value for the Dunk Low College Navy look like it's a US 6, and that's a woman's 6. And they are selling for 180, which means you get £157.50 back. So obviously they're selling retail for 89, so there's a bit of profit there, definitely. A US 6 is a women's 3.5. This cost, don't even get me started on the differences between EU and centimeters and US sizes and UK sizing, but yeah, that's where we're at. So this is your most valuable. You'll definitely make profit there. On the lowest end, it's a women's 8.5, which is a UK 6 for a women's shoe. It's currently going for 141, which means you could take home £123.37. So there's even still resale value there at the time of recording. So there's no reason not to go for these if that's what you're doing, if you're just doing it to flip sneakers. So next on the list, we've got the Jordan MA2. There are a men's pair on here, and there's also women's pairs on here. The main differences between men's and women's in these are obviously the size range on offer and the types of sizing. But there's also a slight difference in the colorways. So the men's has a slightly darker sole. It's like a more sort of sandy color. Whereas the women's, if we look at that, it's more of a sort of peachy color on the bottom. It's only very subtle, but you can tell. With the men's, the visible air, you know, like the little window where you can see the air space at the bottom. That's like more red on the men's, whereas it's more pinky on the women's. And also just generally the leather on the men's is more on the sort of grey to yellowy, sandy sort of end of the colour palette. Whereas on the women's, if we look, it's super subtle, but it is more on the sort of peachy side. So what's funny with the MA2s is that the description says that they are an all-new silhouette, but realistically it's just the Jordan Air Max 200. Like it's that design language all over, and you know, those weren't great for resale. They've been out for like a year now, and they just bombed basically. But you know what, I can see what Nike are doing here. Jordan's its own thing, Air Max is its own thing. it doesn't really make any sense to keep trying to mash them together. So just changing the branding on this a little bit and calling it the Jordan MA2 and taking it away from that Jordan Air Max sort of. It's not even a collaboration because they're both Nike sub brands. I've looked and these aren't on StockX yet because there are these all new, brand new silhouette, but I think I'm going to get them anyway just for a personal pair because I actually think they look really sick. They're going to be a nightmare to keep clean because of the colorway, but yeah, I like them. I like them most because they've got that sort of, especially here with like the little side tag and just the general color palette and the way they're sort of put together, they look a little bit sort of deconstructed, like Virgil's Off-White collabs, which, you know, those go for crazy money, and those go for crazy money because they are crazy good sneakers. They look stunning. So yeah, I'll be definitely going in for those. Next, we got the Dunk Low City Market. Dunk Lows are just going for crazy money at the moment. It's a classic skate shoe design, which I think it's hard not to like a Dunk Low. These are retailing at £94.95, and I really like these. They're bold. They're definitely bold. There's something a little bit different. You've got to pair these with like an all black outfit, all black everything. But yeah, I could see you being able to pull these off definitely if you're wearing the right outfit with them. Let's have a look at the description on these because I think it's quite interesting. Recent times have seen the Dunk dressed up to commemorate a host of causes, and this eclectic edition extends that legacy by using divergent visuals to celebrate durable materials and their role in Nike's innovative heritage. Graphics nod to the brand's blue ribbon sports roots, as well as industrial rice and coffee bags that are frequently upcycled from urban markets for a wide range of uses. On the tongue, a small zip compartment nods to reusable grocery storage, with its accompanying tag reimagined to resemble a nutrition facts label. Finally, an accompanying grocery bag pays its respects with a simple commendation, "Thank you for caring." Now, for all that, it makes you feel like it is actually made out of old grocery bags and rice sacks and coffee sacks and all that sort of thing, but nowhere there does it actually say that it is made out of upcycled material. It just says it resembles upcycled material. It'd be nice to see Nike make more stuff out of, you know, upcycled materials. I know on some Nikes they put on what they call the Nike, I think it's like a grind sole, I think they call it, which is made from ground up bits of old plastic and rubber and whatever, which is quite cool. I'd like to see more of that. But yeah, regardless of whether they are made from recycled materials, I think the City Market Dunks are sick. So let's have a quick look. Time of recording, Dunk Low City Market. Wow. Okay, so the time of recording, the ones selling for the most are an 11.5 US, 11.5. That's a men's 10.5 in the UK. I mean, the profit you could make if you could sell them for that, and you know, after they've dropped, is substantial. Let's have a look at the lower end. We're looking at like a 6.5 US 6.5, so that's a men's 6 in the UK. Even then, you're still making, you know, a fair chunk of money just for buying a sneaker and sending it straight back out again. So fair play. There's some nice cash to be made at any size you go for. The last sneaker we're looking at is the Air Jordan 1 University Blue. You literally you can't go wrong with an AJ1. They're just such an iconic silhouette. These are in University Blue. The reason University Blue is called University Blue because Michael Jordan's university was North Carolina University, and the NCU blue on their logos is this shade of blue. Everybody in the world is going to be after these sneakers because that's just the way it is with Jordan 1s, especially when it's like standard Jordan 1s and not the like the Zooms or anything like that. Make sure you can at least put in to try and get your hands on these, especially with the sneakers that most people never stand a chance, but it's always fun to be part of the chase, right? At time of recording, let's see what we've got. Okay, so on StockX here we can see we got two versions of it. One has got GS after it. GS stands for grade school, which is like the American way of saying they're the ones for kids. Cool. So okay, so apart from one bid, it's £635 for a US 6.5, or a UK 6. That's just crazy high compared to all the other bids for this. Apart from that bid, the highest bid at the moment is a US 10. Yeah, that's it. The US 10, £421 at the moment. US 10 is the same as the UK 9. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. Most valuable. There's a lot of money to be made there for sure. At the lower end, or at the very lowest end, we've got a US 18, which is the same as a UK 17. That's going for 128. You would actually make a slight loss on that if you sold it for that. But apart from that, the second lowest bid we've got here is a US 16 or a UK 15, and you would actually make profit on that. So at almost every single size, again, you would make you'd make at least some pocket money. Thanks for watching this far. If you did watch this far, this probably wasn't the slickest video in the world because this is a new format for me, and I'm sure I'll get more sort of comfortable with the camera and all of that, but you know, it is. One last thing just before I go. When I was recording the first take of this video, there was a sneaker that popped up and then disappeared like probably less than an hour later. So yeah, when I recorded the first take, a new sneaker popped up on the app, and I'm going to show you the recording of what that sneaker was because it's since disappeared again. Yeah, initially it was put on for a drop this Saturday alongside the Ready-Mades and the Jordan 4 Taupe Haze, whatever you call them, on the 27th. But as I say, it's disappeared now. What it was meant to be was an AJ1 again, but it's the Zoom Comfort Edition. And it's in a colour palette called London Grey, and basically just the description for the shoe was they were talking about how they came up with the colour palette for London Grey, which is basically just a few different shades of grey, and it's just basically calls out London for having too much tarmac. But yeah, you'll be able to see on the screen the recording I've got of that, so expect that to drop. I doubt it'll drop Saturday, being as they've suddenly removed it, but I can imagine it will drop soon. So yeah, stay posted. As more sneakers come onto the sneakers app, I'll just create videos for all of those. Not all of them. I'm going to be going through like 4 or 5 different shoes, whatever I did today, because I've backed up a couple of days worth of shoes. But yeah, hopefully we'll get into a little regular cadence of whenever something turns up, I talk about it. Thanks very much for watching. See you on the flip side.